Hey everyone, welcome back to another Friday recap here on the Bowden Experience. And I'm so glad you decided to take a little bit of time out of your Friday, or maybe it's this weekend or whenever it is. I'm so glad you just want to stop by and to hear what's going on here in Hungary and in my ministry. And as well, on top of that, I just want to welcome anybody that's new. You might be wondering, what do you do on these? You know, what do you talk about? Well, it's simply just a recap of my week, a recap of what's been going on here, what God has been doing, and ultimately what is going to be happening in the following week as well. So if that's what these are, I know it's kind of weird. People are like, why are you doing a Friday recap every week? It's for you guys. It's for you guys to see what's going on, maybe hear what's going on here in Hungary. And so first off, before we get to anything that's happened this past week, I want to talk about how this is going to be the last Friday recap until after Thanksgiving. Obviously, next week is Thanksgiving, and even though they don't celebrate over here, I just wanted to take both Thursday and Friday just to kind of, relax, to kind of rejuvenate. You'll hear another exciting thing that's going to be happening as well next week, but that's what's going to be happening. There'll also be no podcast episode as well next Thursday, but instead, I am not leaving you empty-handed. If you stay tuned here on YouTube, there will be a Thanksgiving Day video that I will pre-record. I'll make sure it's all ready to go out on Thursday. It's just gonna be saying thank you. Thank you to you guys. Thank you to God, really, to this past year and what this journey has been like. And so I'm really excited to put that together, and hopefully you'll be excited to watch that as well. So yeah, that's kind of the announcement side of things. But the news this week, what happened this week? Nothing crazy. Kind of just the normal editing videos, but I was added a task that I did not expect this week, which was putting together a church service video for our students and our staff. Obviously, since we can't go to church because of the restrictions, to be able to have a church service. And so it was really a joy to put together. I actually just finished it today. Just the idea of being able to have something where everyone can come and worship God and to listen to God's word. Misha did a great job, and there were some tricky parts to it, but I figured it all out, and so it was really cool to do. And along with that, there's another exciting news, I guess. Doing a church video is exciting, but yes, there's exciting news. Is Rebecca is actually going to be coming this the next few weeks, to not only just spend time together, but she's also going to be finishing her schoolwork up for this semester, as well as volunteering here. As you know, with the restriction, it's been very hard for us to see each other, and this just gives us a way to not only see each other, but also kind of give back to her life and allow her to help out, but also be able to get her schoolwork done. So be praying for that as well. That's kind of stressful. I know. We all know how that is at the end of the school semester. So that's kind of also an exciting news. That kind of goes back to why I'm not really doing a video next week. I kind of want to spend some time, especially during Thanksgiving, to do that. Even though I don't know what it's going to be like having no Thanksgiving here. It's definitely going to be weird, but also good at the same time. And finally, some sad news is a good dear friend of mine, Lynette, is heading back to the States for a few months or a month and a half or so, to just get some tests on her health. So if you guys could be praying for her, she's a great person. We all really adore her here. She has a great heart for ministry. Has encouraged me ever since I got here in March. And so, just be praying for her. I know it's been a tough few days for a few people. I know for me, it's always tough to see a friend go. I've had 2 leave in the last, month and a half. So definitely, wow. Definitely interesting just to see how that's been going, but be praying for her. That's really important, that we lift each other up in prayer. Speaking of prayer, I thought I would end today's episode. It's not an episode, Ben. Today's recap on prayer requests, and just share with you what's going on here and what you can be praying for. First off is the health of staff and students. I know last week I talked about some people getting sick. There was some cases of COVID. There were some cases of just, being sick. So just be praying that we can stay healthy, praying that, COVID wouldn't completely go through our whole, organization, but that, that we can stay healthy, do the things we need to stay, distance, do the things that we're required to do, but also to be able to just keep us healthy so we can do what we're called to do. And I think along with that is just word life as a whole, not just the finances, not just the health, but pray that we can do what we're set to do, what we're told we should do, which is glorify God, to spread God's word, to make new disciples, to ultimately glorify Him. And so allow us, pray that God would allow us to work in that capacity in whatever way that is, whether that's virtually, whether that's in person. Help us, pray and allow God to just work through us in that way. And also pray for people to come alongside us and help us out as well. And thirdly, and as I do every week, is continue to pray for Rebecca and I. Obviously, it's been a while since we've seen each other in person, but continue to pray that we'll continue to grow, both virtually as we're away from each other, but then as she comes here, to just continue to grow in the Lord, and encourage one another, and to grow ultimately to be better together. And that's the most important thing as well. And then finally, this is kind of a bigger one, as I'm obviously only about 3.5-4 months away from being serving my term here, or my year here, or whatever you want to call it. Be praying for what's next. There's obviously options, and you all know my goal of coming back here and teaching, but just be praying to just pray and ask what I should be doing next. Ask God to help me help me to help guide me to what needs to be done next, where I need to be working, what I need to be doing, as well as my relationship with Rebecca as well. So definitely a lot ahead of me, but also focusing on the now and being content in what God has got me doing right now. And so once again, I want to thank you guys. You guys have been my rock. You guys have been there through all of the struggles of being a missionary during a coronavirus, during all these different things. You guys have been my rock. You guys have been my encouragement. I always love looking at YouTube and seeing comments, or Facebook and seeing comments. It really brings joy to my heart. And before you go, I want to say this. If you love this video, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and that way you'll stay in the loop with everything. So that new Thanksgiving video is coming out, you'll get to see that, and you won't have to see it on Facebook or anything. You'll be able to see it right away, and you'll be able to watch it right away. So that's always important. And then I want to remind you of this, that we serve an amazing God, that He is faithful, and we can trust Him. And as always, we'll talk next time.